We may finally have the opportunity to create a long-awaited mass transit system in Central Florida. With a rail corridor that connects the airport with the rest of our community, expands SunRail, and serves workers and businesses in the International Drive area. This plan could also reduce traffic and boost economic growth. The obvious right route for this plan moves from Orlando International Airport west along State Road 528, connecting with the Convention Center and I-Drive corridor, and then on to Walt Disney World in Tampa. But one company doesn't agree. Brightline, a private for-profit railroad, says the airport to Convention Center route is too expensive. They want to build a rail corridor along what they say is a cheaper route. It would follow State Road 417 straight from the airport to Walt Disney World, bypassing the Convention Center, slicing through communities and sensitive wetlands, and leaving the rest of us out. Because SunRail can use the same track to expand its service, this decision matters to all of us, now and for generations to come. Old fact: we all know the Convention Center route is best for Central Florida. It has been planned by our leaders for decades and approved twice by federal and state authorities. New fact: Brightline's numbers don't add up. A newly completed detailed review by rail transportation experts has found no substantial cost difference between the two routes. Let's take a closer look. First, ask yourself these questions. If their route is so much cheaper, why is Brightline seeking federal funding help from Florida's congressional delegation? And why has Brightline issued two sets of documents, each with different facts? First, an early ridership analysis relied on riders from the I-Drive area. But more recently, Brightline's documents bypass the Convention Center and include only a stop at Disney. Why the switch? Now, what about the cost? What if the route that is best for our community actually costs about the same as Brightline's proposal? Brightline claims the preferred 528 route costs $1 billion more than their plan. But top rail experts spent months examining Brightline documents. For Brightline's proposed 417 route, they found incomplete plans and underestimated costs that would add hundreds of millions of dollars to the actual cost. And when they reviewed Brightline's estimates for the 528 route, they found that the real number would be hundreds of millions of dollars less than Brightline thought. That means there is little cost difference between the two routes, and a group of International Drive businesses has already offered to help fund any difference.
What we found in our analysis was that the 417 route was underestimated, while the 528 route was overestimated. Once we reviewed the design speeds and made sure that the design speeds were equal on both projects, then the infrastructure costs started to come in line. After all that work by our team of expert engineers and making sure that we were doing a fair comparison, we found there's virtually no gap in the cost between the routes.
Here are some more reasons there is no significant cost difference between the routes. Brightline's cost estimates for the 417 route do not include funding to lease or acquire right-of-way. They underestimate the number and complexity of costly bridges and embankments. They do not include funding to compensate homeowners who would be negatively impacted by their route, which could be hundreds of millions of dollars. And the experts found a way to save $500 million on the 528 route by using a less complicated path along I-4. So, if we can have the right route for our community at about the same cost as any alternative route, why don't we move forward with what the experts recommended? Let's do what's right for Central Florida.